Why everything is hidden in North Korea. From the very moment North Korea emerged as a state, secrecy became a foundational principle rather than a temporary measure. After the end of the Korean War, the country developed under conditions of constant military tension and perceived external threat. The state was constructed as a besieged fortress, where information itself was treated as a strategic resource. Access for foreign journalists and international observers was sharply restricted as early as the 1950s. Even inside the country, data about wartime losses, economic conditions, and the real consequences of the conflict were not made public. What people knew about their own country was carefully limited. Secrecy was not introduced as an emergency response. It became a core mechanism for survival, shaping how the state related both to its citizens and to the outside world. This logic of concealment was reinforced through the creation of a cult of leadership that demanded absolute control over reality itself. The images of the country's leaders were constructed as flawless and almost superhuman. The biographies of Kim Il-sung and his successors were edited and rewritten over time, removing contradictions, failures, and mistakes. Crises and setbacks disappeared from public narratives, replaced by stories of constant triumph and wisdom. History was presented not as a complex process, but as an uninterrupted sequence of victories guided by perfect leadership. Even natural disasters, when they appeared in official sources at all, were framed as trials heroically overcome thanks to the guidance of the party. What was being hidden was not simply information. It was the very possibility of doubt. The absence of independent sources of information ensured that this controlled version of reality faced no competition. There are no independent media outlets in North Korea. Radios and televisions are often technically restricted, preventing them from receiving foreign signals. Internet access exists only for a narrow group and takes the form of an internal network rather than a connection to the global web. Foreign news is presented selectively, fragmented, and heavily distorted. Without alternative perspectives, comparison becomes impossible. When there is nothing to measure the official narrative against, that narrative becomes the only reality available. Fear plays a crucial role in maintaining this system of secrecy. Silence is not sustained by censorship alone, but by the constant presence of risk. Testimonies from defectors point to the practice of collective responsibility, where punishment may extend beyond an individual to their family. Even rumors or careless words can lead to consequences. In such an environment, people learn that ignorance can be safer than knowledge. The internal logic becomes simple. It is better not to know than to know and accidentally say something wrong. Fear turns censorship into a self-sustaining mechanism, requiring fewer direct interventions over time. Geography itself becomes part of the concealment. Certain regions and cities are completely closed to foreigners and even to most citizens. Movement within the country is regulated through permits and approvals. Some areas barely appear in official materials at all. Even internal maps may differ from reality, with information distributed according to levels of access. The country is not only closed politically, it is fragmented spatially, with entire parts rendered invisible. When North Korea does allow the outside world to look inside, what is shown is carefully staged. Foreign delegations and journalists are accompanied by guides at all times. Routes are planned in advance. Interactions with local residents are limited and controlled. According to accounts from defectors, many scenes encountered by visitors are rehearsed. What outsiders see is not daily life, but a curated performance designed to communicate stability, unity, and success. The result is not observation, but spectacle. The world does not see the country itself, only the version it is allowed to see. Economic secrecy follows the same pattern. Reliable data on production, income levels, and overall economic performance are either unavailable or estimated indirectly by external analysts. Inside the country, such information is treated as a state secret. Numbers have the potential to undermine official narratives of stability and self-sufficiency. When figures cannot be verified, they cannot be challenged. In this system, the absence of data becomes a protective shield. Secrecy is also used as an active political tool. Uncertainty in itself becomes a form of pressure. The lack of clear information fuels speculation, fear, and tension in international relations. By controlling what is known and what remains unknown, the state gains leverage. Information is not merely hidden, it is weaponized. The unknown becomes part of the strategy. The consequences of total concealment are felt most deeply by ordinary people. With no access to objective information about the world or even about their own country, individuals lack the ability to compare, evaluate, or imagine alternatives. Knowledge becomes fragmented and incomplete. Reality shrinks to what is officially presented. In this way, a hidden country produces hidden people, cautious, restrained, and limited in their understanding of what is possible.